Hi, I'm Rajiv, and today I'm going to show you how to walk a dog. This is not my dog, this is my neighbor's dog, Prince, and he is just an angel boy, so it's actually a really nice example to use for how to walk a dog because he's just so well behaved. Although we like to give our dogs names and personalities and human traits, if you want a good relationship with your dog, you have to remember that the dog is an animal. And then you have to think about the nature of the animal. Dogs are pack animals, and a dog is always trying to figure out who the leader is. Wait, are you the leader? I'm the leader. You the leader? I'm leading. I'm the leader? I'll be the leader, or are you the leader? The dog wants to know who the leader is, and it's your duty to actually make sure the dog knows that you're the leader. Key element to establishing that you're the leader at the very beginning of a walk is how you put the leash on the dog. A dog is constantly looking to you for signals. You can see, and I think it's really amusing even to watch other dogs. Even while they're walking, a dog will constantly be checking in with the person who's walking it. And right from the very beginning, when you're putting the leash on the dog, you want to make sure that the dog is calm. So when I get ready to walk Prince and I go to the front door and I call him over, he's usually really excited and he's jumping around, and I do not engage with that behavior. I make sure that I seat him down, that he's calm, and it's only when he's physically calm that I put the leash on him. If I put the leash on him while he's jumping around, then the whole energy of leaving the front door is chaos. And in that chaos, it's confusing who's in charge. Because it's just like, oh, we're going out, we're going out, we're going out, we're going out. I need to make sure that he knows, no, calm down, I am taking you out. So, first step, putting the leash on a calm dog. And even if it takes 5 minutes to get there, that's what you need to do in order to establish this relationship with the dog. After the leash is on the dog, the next big, huge step with walking a dog is who goes out the door first. Going through doorways is a very important thing with a dog. You need to show the dog that you are leading. So very often you might not even notice that the dog's on the leash and the dog goes out the door first. No. If the dog walks out the door first, the dog thinks it is leading you. You are behind the dog. Its nose is going out first. Oh, sure, I'll take care of you. I'm going to take you on this walk. Sure, I got this. That's what the dog is thinking. No. You step in front of the dog. You open the door, and you'll notice, if your dog is not used to this, that as soon as you open the door, the dog will try to put his nose in between your feet and the door to go out first. I just calmly, don't allow that to happen. Step in front of the dog, close the door again if you need to, push the dog back, open the door, and you step out of the door first, and the dog walks out behind you, and then you close the door. And this is key for every door. The front door, you leave first. You open the elevator door. When you open the elevator door, you go in the elevator first. The dog goes behind you. the front door to the building. When you're leaving the front door of the building, you go out first, the dog goes out behind you. Every single time. Come on. Good boy. Consistency is so important here. You can't just do this every now and then and expect the dog to pick up on the majority of instances. A dog lives in the moment. It's not thinking about 2 weeks ago. It's not even thinking about yesterday. It's not thinking about half an hour ago. So in order for this to work, in order for the dog to really know that you're in charge, you need to do these things every single time. A walk with a dog is not just an opportunity for the dog to relieve itself or to be outdoors. A walk is exercise for the dog, but it's also a primary experience between the alpha and the dog, the person in charge and the dog. And the majority of a walk should be spent walking. And there will be moments when the dog will really pull. So he might pull away, and the tendency will be you're going to want to follow the dog at the beginning because it's going to feel like he's going to hurt himself. But if you don't pull and he keeps pulling, he's not going to keep pulling. And while he's pulling, if you give a gentle yank and then move in the direction that you need to walk in, eventually he'll learn, oh, I can't just pull away. This is something that takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of patience with a dog that's not used to it because they just don't know. And eventually the dog really learns that with this person, he can't just keep pulling away and sniffing everything. Sometimes you feel cruel not letting him sniff every post. But if you just let him sniff every post and every little corner, then that's another reason why the dog doesn't know you're in charge. Because it just assumes we're outside and I guess I'm going to do whatever I want. No. When I'm walking with Princey, I can see, because every now and then I check in with him, while we're walking, he'll look up at me. My body language is another aspect of what he's looking for. If I'm just willy-nilly looking around, he doesn't know that we're on a mission here. But I walk with my head up, standing erect, I'm walking straight, and he knows we're walking. And then, while you're walking, it's really up to you. You decide when you're going to let him sniff around and when you're going to let him pee and poo. So if he starts to pull away and you've decided, okay, now he can pee and poo, then you let him do that. And if the dog has been inside for quite a long time and he really has to go, then when you get outside, usually you just let him go if he really has to go. Another element that's very important to walking a dog is having a slack leash. If the leash is taut while you're walking, the dog thinks it's in charge because the dog is pulling you. So if this is happening, you have to stop, calm the dog down, and only walk when the leash is like this. And if it starts to go like this again, you stop the dog, and you walk until maintaining the slack on the leash becomes a consistent thing for the whole walk. If the leash is too long, it's very hard to be able to maintain control of the dog. So even with this leash, which I made by hand, and I consider not that long, even with this leash, there are times when I wrap it around my hand so that it's shorter. In New York City, there are lots of distractions, there are lots of other dogs, and there are people. And one of the aspects of walking a dog in the city is being very considerate of the other people walking on the sidewalk. I don't want the dog to pull across the sidewalk and prevent other people from just walking. That's being considerate while you walk a dog. So I always make sure that the dog is very close to my side while I'm walking, and while he's close to my side, I still have a slack leash. When you're walking with the dog, it's also vital to know where the dog's head is. The dog's head should always be beside you or behind you. It should be able to see you in its peripheral vision. I often check in with him, and I can see he's checking in with me and he's looking up at me. But this dog always walks beside me or behind me. And that's another key aspect of letting the dog know that I'm the leader, not him. If he's walking in front of me, even a little bit, he's the leader. So that doesn't happen. These are all little things that add up. They're tiny moments that you might not even realize are happening, but they're happening, and they're establishing the relationship between you and the dog. Prince is a gentle angel boy who would never growl or never bite any other dog. I've known him for 8 years, and I am certain that he would not do that. But if I'm getting to know a dog and I have been entrusted with walking that dog, I don't know what its tendencies are like with other dogs. So I, as the human being, as the dog walker, I have an obligation to other people and to other dogs to make sure that I am in charge. Because if I don't know the tendencies of a dog, I can't risk that dog snapping or biting other dogs while we're walking, or people or children while we're walking. So that's why these things are so important to understand, but that they're also very important to enforce when you're walking a dog.